Hey guys, in this video we'll be looking at all the Easter eggs found in Starfield so far. During the Echoes of the Past mission, while exploring the abandoned prison on Suvorov called the Lock, with the Crimson Fleet, an interesting note can be found on one of the tables there, seemingly written by one of the guards. It reads, "Need bigger cuffs for prisoner JC1932. This guy is huge," referencing the Green Mile, where in the movie and the novel, a prisoner named John Coffey, JC, a 6'8" powerfully built man, is in prison for a crime he never committed. The story takes place during the Great Depression in the year 1932. At different locations throughout the game, a framed poster can be found with the words Blue Harvest written on it, a subtle reference to Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi. While filming in 1982, Blue Harvest was the codename used to hide the movie's production. When looking at the description of a potato, it reads, "Can be prepared many ways, boiled, mashed, used in a stew," referencing a scene in the movie Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, where Sam is explaining to Gollum what a potato is.
Potatoes, boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Another interesting consumable item found in Starfield is the Tranquility Earl Grey. Its description reads, "Tranquility Earl Grey blend, a favorite among UC Navy captains," a subtle reference to the Captain Picard's favorite drink from the Star Trek series.
Tea Earl Grey hot. Tea Earl Grey hot. Tea Earl Grey hot.
During the mission War Relics, you will have to find a robot named Kaiser. When first interacting with it, he will request a password.
Password required.
If you look at all the responses you can give, one stands out in particular. It reads, "Ba weeb grana weep nini bong."
Incorrect password.
This is the universal greeting used in the Transformers animated series to express goodwill towards alien beings when a language barrier is present.
Don't act hostile. I'll use the universal greeting. Ba weep grana weep nini bong. Ba weep grana weep nini bong.
Most players already know about the adoring fan making a comeback from oblivion, but did you know that a store in the Imperial City has also found its way into Starfield? The weapon shop Best Defense, located in Hopetown, is a clear reference to the Best Defense armor store found in the Imperial City's Market District. Wes Johnson, one of the most recognizable voice actors from Oblivion, and the man responsible for voicing every single member of the Imperial Watch, also makes a comeback as Ron Hope, the founder of HopeTech.
Results speak louder than promises. I want the thief found and prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Stop right there, criminal scum! Nobody breaks the law on my watch!
When talking to Kelton Frush during the mission Out on a Limb, if you ask Kelton what's the story between him and Emilio not getting along, he will say,
"That man is a disgrace to his profession. His theories are drivel, his methods are sloppy, and his conclusions are, at best, highly questionable. He is a very poor scientist."
Referencing a scene from the movie Ghostbusters, where Dean Yeager expels Peter, Ray, and Egan out of Columbia University.
"Your theories are the worst kind of popular tripe, your methods are sloppy, and your conclusions are highly questionable. You are a poor scientist, Dr. Finkman."
In the mission Tapping the Grid given to you by Luisa Reyes in The Well, you will be tasked with investigating an apartment responsible for siphoning power from the area. When looking at the computer, you will discover that two guys named Dodson and Newman are using the power to steal credits from Gallbank by running a program that takes 0.001 credits for every ATM transaction. In total, they've already made 305,326.130 credits, which is a reference to the movie Office Space, where in it 3 disgruntled employees of a software company decide to take revenge by infecting the company's accounting system with a computer virus designed to divert fractions of pennies into their bank account. But instead, the virus steals $305,326.13 over a weekend due to a bug in its coding, the exact same number found in the game. Also, Dodson and Newman are most likely referencing the 1993 movie Jurassic Park, where a character named Dodson is trying to steal dinosaur embryos with the help of another character named Dennis Nedry, played by Wayne Knight, known for his famous role as the main antagonist Newman in the television sitcom series Seinfeld. When speaking to Altagracia Gonzalez, the wannabe pilot hanging around in the well, a dialogue option will appear saying, "I'm something of a pilot myself."
Damn, hotshot. What are you doing down here then?
Referencing a quote uttered by the character Norman Osborn from the 2002 movie Spider-Man, played by William Dafoe.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
The quote has also become a famous internet meme. Obviously, it's not a Bethesda game if it doesn't have a couple of references to Skyrim. In The Lock, the abandoned prison on Suvorov, in D-Block's guard post workstation, a list of prisoner names can be found with one named Delvin Mallory, referencing the Breton thief and member of the Thieves Guild with the same name. If you happen to come across some colonists on one of the many planets in Starfield and interact with them, they may say,
"I used to be an explorer too, but then No, never mind. It's a long story."
Referencing the famous lines said by various city guards in Skyrim.
"I used to be an adventurer like you, and I took an arrow in the knee."
The crippling skill in Starfield alludes to this legendary voice line as well. And on the ECS Constant spaceship at the hydroponic lab, a familiar plant can be discovered called Nirnroot, also seen in Skyrim and Fallout 4. In the lodge's cafeteria, a scroll can be found next to a book titled Great Expectations, seemingly hinting at the high anticipation and hype that the players have for the next Elder Scrolls 6. The delicious-looking sweet rolls can also be found in space now, continuing Bethesda's running gag originating all the way back to 1994 with the first Elder Scrolls game. If you ask the robot gnome hanging around in Sidonia what's happening in the local news, he will say,
"No doom with this Quake. A helpful reminder that subterranean particle fracking has resumed after its recent hiatus."
Referencing the two famous video game franchises Doom and Quake. Most of the games in the Doom franchise take place on Mars as well. In the beginning of the game, in character creation, there are two default presets resembling Naomi Nagata and Amos Burton from the sci-fi TV series The Expanse. In the luxury beach resort Paradiso on the planet Porima 2, in the concierge computer, 4 items will be listed as found in the Lost and Found file. 3 of them are references to popular movies. First item found is a sapphire heart-shaped necklace found on ocean floor while deep-sea diving, referencing the movie Titanic, and the last scene where Rose throws her heart-shaped necklace into the ocean. The next item found is a red and white bicycle left behind after a film shoot, most likely referencing Pee Wee Herman's unique red bicycle. And the third is a gold ring found in a pile of volcanic ash. This is of course a nod to the Lord of the Rings series, specifically the scene where the One Ring gets thrown into lava and destroyed in Mount Doom. When talking to Johann Baptiste, a worker in the distribution center in New Atlantis, he will sometimes say,
"Yep, there's never a boring day at the distribution center. Keep on keeping on."
A subtle reference to the video game Death Stranding, where players can give each other stamina boosts, accompanied with the phrase,
"Keep on keeping on."
Chavla, Gagarin, Jameson, and Olivas are the names of the 3 planets and a moon in the Alpha Centauri system in Starfield, all of them named after real-life astronauts. Kalpana Chavla, the first woman of Indian origin to fly into space, Yuri Gagarin, the first human to journey into outer space, Mae Jameson, the first African-American woman to travel into space, and John Olivas, a NASA astronaut who flew on 2 space shuttle missions, STS-117 and STS-128.